Hey, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of the Lab Report, where student curiosity meets real world experience. I'm one of your hosts, Diego Ponce, and I'm super excited here to start this podcast today. I'm a junior in high school, and my interests include music, sports, pop culture, and pretty much any form of entertainment. Here with me today, I have one of the teachers here from the TGR Learning Lab, Miss Asia. She's a familiar face you'll see here anytime you come into the Learning Lab. And like every teacher here, she's phenomenal. She teaches
Aw.
she teaches media, um, and kind of anything that has to do with computer and tech programs.
For sure. Specifically, just like not that type of computer and tech, though.
No, not Mr. Mac level.
Yeah, not like AI.
And we'll get
game
to Mr.
design.
Mac in a later episode. Remember
Yeah.
that name.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
more
Shout outs to Mac.
shout out to Mr. Mac. But she teaches more programs such as Adobe Illustrator,
Mhm.
Photoshop, Soundtrap, where we make podcasts like this,
Mhm.
music making, that type of media.
For sure. Yeah, you're one of the my pilot babies.
Yeah, I was
You
one
did-
of the first
you did all of
classes.
my first classes. You had me build one class for you all. So
Yeah.
you know the classes. If anybody's class, you know these classes.
So in reality, I'm kind of running the.
You
So-
kind of are, quite literally. I came in here with one class. I left with 4. One of them you haven't taken. There'll be one that you won't take. I doubt that you'll take it. So
Oh man.
it's okay.
We'll look
It's
into it.
animation.
Oh.
It's different beast. I'm happy to be here today. I'm taking the reins from him a little bit. We're gonna interview you because
Okay.
we want everybody to know about you, our amazing host. We also have another host. Shout outs to Sam. Probably will get to know her in the next episode.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. So, Mr. Diego, you said your interest, but I want to like dive a little bit deeper.
Mhm.
Okay. So, what you said? You said music, sports,
And pop culture, like entertainment.
pop culture. Okay. So, when did you know that you were like those are the things that you're interested in?
Well, it kind of started. I grew up in a sports household,
Okay.
and I kind of really didn't know it
Mhm.
until I got older. I was just like, I gotta go to my grandma's house because my family's gonna watch the Canelo fight,
Okay.
or it's the World Series. I guess I don't know. It's the Super Bowl. We're gonna go watch it.
Okay.
But it wasn't until I got older I really started to appreciate and fall in love with the sports themselves.
Okay.
And so that's when I started kind of like, I got into it. One thing led to the next, and now I'm into all sports.
Okay.
And then it was kind of the same thing with pop culture, movies, and all that. I grew up watching Disney movies, the Peanuts, holiday specials.
Yeah.
So I started kind of becoming a nerd with all of that.
Yeah.
And then I was in elementary school, maybe middle school, when The Force Awakens came out, the Star Wars movie.
Thank you for clarifying.
Not a Star Wars nerd over here.
Not a Star Wars. Never seen. Never. I didn't want to lose aura points. Never seen the Peanuts. Charlie Brown.
No?
No, bro.
Oh my gosh.
So sorry.
We got to fix that.
Yeah, I got you.
We're going to fix that.
Noted.
Don't worry. But so when that movie came out, everybody was talking about it. And I was like, what's Star Wars? Because I had heard about it, but I wasn't really like a sci-fi kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I watched it, and then I fell in love with it.
Okay.
So that's when I started going back, watching the old movies. That's when I started appreciating everything. So once I got to the age where people are asking me, what are your interests? What kind of things do you like? Started making friends. And if you kind of look at my friends now, we all have similar interests.
Okay.
Because we were part of like sports teams, fandom clubs,
Yeah.
and we would just go to school and then just talk about movies, Star Wars, Marvel,
Okay.
music.
Marvel's
all
a
day.
big one.
Yeah,
I got you on that front.
you got
Yeah,
Marvel.
I got you on
Okay,
Marvel. Most Marvel.
most Marvel. Okay,
Mhm.
so basically, once I started kind of fostering all these interests, that's when I started thinking, well, I have these interests, so a lot of my friends are kind of based off of it.
Okay. Um, are you are your friends as outgoing as you are?
Most of them.
Yeah.
You know, people have the stereotype, oh, they're homeschoolers.
Yeah.
They just stay home all day on the computer.
Mhm.
It's not like that at all.
Okay. So tell me about, can you give us like a day to day, or is every day different for homeschool?
Well, the way I homeschool and some of my friends as well, we're never home.
Okay.
So, quote unquote, homeschooling, but it's more outschooling because we're out all day.
Okay.
So, with me specifically, Mondays and Wednesdays, I have baseball practice.
Mhm.
It's like a 2.5 hour practice.
Mhm.
I do homework or schoolwork in the morning. Um, Tuesdays and Thursdays are most of my in person classes.
Mhm.
So, we're out in Fountain Valley, which is like a 30-minute drive from here. And then Cypress
Okay.
on Thursdays. So we're back and forth all the time. And then I come here
Mhm.
on certain Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
And then Fridays is like usually our field trip day.
Okay.
Or that's when, like, that's our catch up day. Or that's our makeup day for something. So we're literally busy Monday through Friday.
How does it feel? Do you, because you have a brother and you guys have a significant age gap, right?
Yeah.
Um, do you guys are you guys around each other doing work at the same time? Same field trips?
That's another thing with homeschooling is that everybody's really open.
Okay.
So if it's a high school field trip, we'll say, "Oh, my brother's 5 years younger,
Mhm.
but he's like big in size and like he's almost my height."
Yeah.
So we'll
It's
say,
okay.
"Yeah, it's okay, it's okay." I just don't want to admit that he's better at baseball than I am, but
Ooh, it's recorded.
he is. No, I was kidding. He is. He is better than
Okay.
me. But so everybody's pretty open. So I'll tag along on his things,
Mm,
and he'll tag along with mine.
and you enjoy that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like spending time
Good.
with my family.
Good.
But it's pretty open in the sense that like we can do, I wouldn't say whatever we want because we still have guidelines to follow, deadlines to meet, all that stuff. But um, age wise, we're able to do a lot of things together. Like we practice on the same baseball team. We do a lot of the same field trips together. I help my mom teach Spanish classes.
Okay.
I'm a TA, and then my brother's having classes the same day.
Mm,
But then I'll hop around the campus too when
so
I
it
don't
sounds
have
like
classes.
a lot of benefits.
Yeah.
You sound like you got several things on your resume already just from homeschooling. You just said you're a TA, so it's
Yeah.
like you get to experience a little bit more. That's pretty dope.
And that's the thing. And in the moment, I don't think about it.
Yeah.
But then I'm doing my logs for like student leadership
Mhm.
and sports and all that. And then my mom's like, "Oh, well, you help coach your brother's team.
Mhm.
You TA in my class. You're in ASB. You volunteer,
Yeah.
and then you're doing all these other sports." And I was like, "Oh wow, I didn't even think about that. I just
It adds
do
up.
everything day to day." And then my friends, I have friends that go to public school as well because we played together,
Yeah.
like Little League and all that. We kind of stayed in touch, but they're struggling. They're saying, "Oh, I can't get volunteer hours.
Mm,
Everybody's busy." And I said, "Well, it's easy for me.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think you can get out at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
and go TA for an hour and a half at a homeschool campus and go back to public school.
It's tough.
It's tricky."
That's beautiful. That's dope. So you guys don't need volunteer hours anymore, but it's very much praised, right?
Yeah.
Like it looks really good to have it.
hmm
Okay.
But then when we go volunteer, like at a local food bank,
Yeah.
we do it as a family. So
Okay.
my mom will go, my brother will go, and then we'll just all go together. So we make it like a family affair.
So your brother's even racking up hours already,
Oh yeah,
and we're in
big time.
bro's in sixth grade.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Okay. Dope. Now, with these many interests, right? What do you see? A lot of young people don't know their career path yet, which is fine.
Mhm.
I think that they get a little nervous sometimes. But what do you see your career in? Do you have goals already?
Oh yeah. So before I started taking classes here,
Yeah.
I kind of didn't want to know. It was really up in the air.
Okay.
I knew I wanted to do something with sports. I just didn't know if it was like media, behind the camera, in front of the camera, or if a camera was like needed.
Yeah.
But I really didn't know.
Yeah.
Um, so then I came here, I took photography, and I was like, oh, what about sports photography?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty cool. You know, traveling, meeting legends, and then taking also really nice pictures. But then when I took your multimedia class,
Yeah.
and then we did the little video editing segment,
Mm-hmm.
and the podcasting segment was right after.
Yeah.
That's when I really fell in love. Like, okay, I like to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I have opinions about sports.
Mm-hmm.
So why not go down the podcasting route?
Yeah.
So then I took your podcasting class,
That you guys made.
which a bunch of us students made. It was like three or five, like between 3 and 5 students. We made that class happen.
For sure. You sure
We
did.
bugged you,
You did.
but we thank you for that.
I appreciate you all.
But then, so after I took that, I found out that broadcasting was an option. So
Yeah.
it's literally me talking about sports as they're happening.
Yeah.
So then that was the moment when I thought, this is what I want to do. I was dead set from that moment on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I think, barely like the third class I had taken here.
Okay.
Because it was photography, multimedia, and then podcasting.
Yep.
And then, so that really cemented, I want to be a broadcaster.
Dope.
That was where the dream started.
And that was about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And like we're still
No, it was like
2 years ago.
3.
It's almost been, whoa, brother, I haven't been here that long yet.
Yeah, I thought it was
Relax.
2022.
I don't want to be a Californian. Not yet.
By the way, we got a Philly right here. We
Listen, I
have
just
an
like,
imposter.
I like to be able to say, like, I like saying you guys.
Yeah.
I like being able to separate myself from you all. Because y'all can't drive, right? So
That's
I like
true.
I like to separate myself. No. But yeah, so almost 3 years. It has been almost 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't shifted at all, or have you seen other jobs that are kind of similar? Or is it more specific? You said broadcaster. I feel like it's a little bit more specific.
Yeah, in a way,
Okay.
because I had started out podcasting,
Mm-hmm.
and that's very broad.
Yeah.
Because there's all types of podcasts,
Yeah.
and I tried different types. I tried Marvel, I tried music,
Yeah.
and sports is the one that has like the most information every single day.
It does.
Every single day, there's like 50 new articles every hour
Yeah,
from different sources.
for sure.
So, and that's what I'm the most passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of hand in hand
Okay.
that I wanted to do sports. So then I started in the podcast direction.
Yeah.
But then I started paying attention to the broadcasters. When I would watch games, instead of just watching the games, I would also listen to the games.
Mm-hmm.
So then I started learning more about not only the sport, but the teams. And then
Yeah.
not only the teams, but the players. And then the players and the staff. And so it's kind of seeing everything develop like with my ears.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to a Dodger game. I'm listening to a Warriors game. I'm listening to a Chiefs game or the Super Bowl or the World Series.
Shout outs to the Eagles.
No shout outs to the Eagles.
Super Bowl champs.
Nope.
So sorry. Gotta
Not
talk
gonna
about
happen
imposter. Got a Chiefs fan over here, please. Yeah. You don't want to say that out loud. He's a Chiefs fan. Say it proud, buddy.
Yes, I am a Chiefs fan,
It's all right.
but
you know.
I don't want people to dog me yet.
Nobody's perfect.
Okay.
Nobody's perfect. That's all I can say.
Okay.
I mean, I just want to sit in it for a second, okay? And I get it, but that is super dope that when two of your passions come together
Mhm.
and help you find what you want to do. I'm glad that we could help, but I feel like that was instilled in you, and you just needed it unlocked.
Yeah.
So speaking of like knowing what you wanted to do, I know that being here, you've gotten to see a couple of different things that aren't necessarily like up the alley that you want to go to.
Yeah.
but you got to see it in different forms. Like, you
Mhm.
want to focus on baseball as far as broadcasting, or do you care?
Well, at first I was thinking like only baseball,
Okay.
but then I saw how difficult it is with only one sport.
Mm,
But so that's when I started getting into other sports. That's when I
okay.
started watching basketball more. That's when I started paying more attention to football and golf and soccer.
Okay.
And then right now I'm taking Spanish classes at the college
Mm-hmm.
so I can graduate with a certificate that says I'm fluent in English and in Spanish.
Okay.
So then hopefully I have all those sports, the knowledge of all those sports, and then two languages.
Yeah.
So then that opens up even more doors.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it's pretty broad.
Okay.
It's a lot of sports, it's two languages, and that opens up just that many more opportunities.
So you got to see a different side of it. Here at TGR, I'll say we have a learning lab in Anaheim, and we're trying to help students. We're trying to empower them to pursue their passions through education, and really just find what they want to do with their lives. And I'm glad that we were able to help in a sense with you.
Mhm.
And we try to get you guys opportunities. One opportunity, a big thing for us is Genesis, the Genesis
Oh
Invitational,
yeah.
because we're heavy on golf here, right? And was golf a thing for you? Like, is that something that you're
Well,
like, did you follow it?
no.
Right. And so
I the only golfer I ever knew was Tiger
it's
Woods
Tiger. That's a
until
lot
I
of
got here.
that's the only golfer a lot of us know,
Mhm.
honestly, respectfully. And so being in that setting, right, you got to meet a couple of people who are
Mhm.
in the field that you want to go in.
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh man, I don't even know where to start because I had so many experiences. I met
Yeah.
a lot of people. Um, the main one I would say is being able to shadow Kira Dixon for a day
Okay.
here at the Riviera.
Tell me about that.
So that was amazing because I got to see a different side. So what I was thinking was broadcasting in the booth at the stadiums in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But her job is different because she's on the course, heading from hole to hole, talking to different golfers, analyzing different aspects of the game. But then at the same time, she also has people on top of her
Mm-hmm.
that are sending her things to cover, like
Mm-hmm.
the weather, how are the golfers feeling, um, what is how's the quality of the course that specific day.
Wow.
And she's covering from practice early on in the week
Mm-hmm.
until the end of the tournament on Sunday.
Wow.
And it was really interesting to see how they're in the same field,
Mm-hmm.
the two jobs,
Mm-hmm.
but they're so completely opposite of each other.
Yeah.
And that was just really eye-opening for me because now I see, oh, there's on-field reporting. I didn't even think about that because
Yeah.
I was so like focused on the broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
So that just kind of opened up another door.
Dope. Okay.
And it's really cool because she sees some of the best golfers in the world
Yeah.
like up close in private
Yeah.
because she has pretty much the course to herself, walking
Mm.
around or driving around
Okay.
and reporting from different spots.
That's pretty dope. Are there any other experiences that stuck out?
Well, I was able to meet some golfers. I was
Okay.
able to meet Rory McIlroy and Tony Finau.
Okay.
And I didn't even know Rory was like rated the second best golfer in the world.
Mm.
To me, he was just another guy.
Yeah.
And I was pretty shocked after, and then somebody said, "You just met the Mookie Betts of golf."
Oh wow. And that
Yeah.
put it into like
and
perspective for
yeah,
you. Mm-hmm.
and that's when I was like, "Oh, so that's why he was locked in." And I was like, "Well, because there were so many golfers. They were like interviewing, they were laughing, having fun, but his level of focus
Yeah.
is insane. Like I have so much respect for him now. And then when he won the Masters
Mm-hmm.
not too long ago, he's like one of 5 to have the Grand Slam of golf,
Mm.
and I met him. So it was pretty insane. I have the picture to prove it
I'm gonna have to see
for all the
that.
doubters.
I need to see that. And so, as much as we've talked about sports, when it's a get to know you podcast, do you want to put in a little pitch? Not even a pitch, just like a little shout out to your personal project that you'll be doing soon.
Oh, so I have the opportunity here to do this podcast, but then I was also given the opportunity to do my own personal sports podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So that one, I'm gonna start working on the pilot soon and
Yeah.
start getting episodes out. That one is going to be called
Are we making a decision?
the Utility Guy Podcast.
Oh, okay.
Utility, all sports, all the time, all positions. Yes, the Utility Guy.
I like that. Very dope. So we can be expecting episodes sometime this year.
Yeah,
To
sometime
drop
this
a pilot.
summer.
This summer.
Summer.
Okay.
Coming
So-
summer 2025 to a podcast near you, or
Near
to
you,
a
to
podcast platform near you.
To some headphones or a car near you.
Yeah.
Wherever they're listening. And you'll be talking, again, all sports all the time. I'm very excited for you. I also want to take this time to tell you how amazing you are. You are one of my first students here.
Yes, I
But
remember
your parents are amazing people, and they have raised an amazing young man. Two, but
Shout out
that
to my
kid,
brother.
no, honestly, great guy,
Yeah.
great kiddo,
Just
and
a
I
little
think,
too young.
yeah,
Yeah, one
almost.
next year.
I was about to say, I don't know what he's into, but I'll definitely be bothering him too.
He's outgoing.
But
like
even
me.
him, you are a big reason he is who he is. You set a very great example.
Thank
So
you. Appreciate it.
I was giggling on the side when we went to the Ducks game because we went downstairs and you guys got to meet the captain.
Radko Gudas.
And
Shout out, Radko.
yeah, shout outs to you. He came in here and gave us some of his time, got to meet his family. And you were just very, hey, I got a podcast. I would love for you to be on it. And this man just finished a game. One, seeing him without his pads that quick was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But you are a very go-getter, and that will take you
Just
very
saying,
far.
He mentioned it first.
Did he?
He opened the door.
Did he?
Yeah, he mentioned me meeting the broadcasters that day.
Okay.
He had heard about it. I don't know who told him. Like, he came up to me. He said, hey, I heard about your podcast. I heard that you met some of the broadcasters here. And I was like, huh.
So we
Is
gotta.
he opening a door there?
Yeah, no, for sure. They're in season. I'm not sure how deep into the
No, it's
season they are.
playoffs already.
No way.
Yeah. It's already the playoffs. The
Okay.
Kings just got eliminated, and the Ducks sadly
Are they
didn't
in
make
it? They weren't in it.
No.
Okay.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. They've
Shout
had
out
a
to the
great
Ducks.
season.
Radko, you're my favorite NHL player.
Okay. Where do you see, if anywhere, where do you see this podcast going? Like, what do you hope people get out of this podcast?
My goal for this podcast, after seeing kind of what it's going to be about,
Mhm.
I want people to listen to it and kind of get different points of view and maybe what their interest might be.
For sure.
So, because we're going to interview some professionals,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to interview teachers here at the Learning Lab that have had different backgrounds.
Yeah.
The 3 teachers, I know a little bit about them already,
Yeah.
and they already have different backgrounds, but then they all became teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want people that listen to it, either students or adults, to kind of get that fire back to, like, go for your dreams.
Heard. Definitely.
Yeah, because it's really, when it comes to your personal goals, your aspirations, your dreams, there's no start and there's no end.
Yeah.
Like,
Perfect.
I've heard people go back to college at 50 and get their degrees.
Man.
Like, it's so much respect to them, but
yeah. For sure.
there's no, it's a storybook that is never done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want people to kind of get a flame inside them for what they're interested in,
Yeah.
and kind of just go for it. I want this to be an inspirational podcast
Dope.
for people
Perfect.
while also having fun at the same time.
For sure. And I hope that you obviously just get even more comfortable than you already are.
Yeah.
You're already a great host. You guys have some fire coming up, and hopefully more to come. And just like you said, we're gonna have students on here to kind of talk about what they want to do, and then we'll also have that professional side
Mm-hmm.
of things that kids do see themselves doing, where they can see and hear what it took to get there.
Yeah.
And just because it took that person that way to get there, doesn't mean that has to be your route.
Yeah.
There are many roads to get to the same destination, but it's also very nice to see, to understand how somebody got there.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
If you would like to close us out, go for it.
With pleasure. That is it for today, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Lab Report podcast, and I will see you on the next episode.